come to mind when you hear the word excitement? What if excitement is not just an emotion? What if it's a way of living, a way of being? What I learned is this. There are two kinds of excitement. The one we're all familiar with is adrenaline excitement. The rush, the applause, the champagne pop. But let me tell you about another kind. Values aligned. A quiet, steady flame. An energy that keeps you going long after the cheers fade. Most of us chase adrenaline excitement. But it was values-aligned excitement that transformed my life. I summited Mount Everest in 2010 and became the first Asian woman to complete the Explorer's Grand Slam. That is climbing the highest mountain on every continent and skiing to both the North and the South Poles. Now, I grew up a city kid from Beijing. I thought mountains were those hazy hills on the horizon. Years later, I'm visiting Seattle for the first time. I pointed at something on the skyline. Wow, that's an interesting cloud. My friend laughed. Oh my gosh, hey, that's not a cloud. That's Mount Rainier. That moment redefined the word mountain for me. Fast forward 10 years. After countless smaller climbs, I made it to the base camp of Mount Everest. A seasoned climber looked at me and said, in so many words, Lei, you will never make it. Looking around, I could see the same doubt in everyone's eyes. Sherpas, teammates, guides. I understood why. I was never the strongest or the fastest. So I had to rely on technique, discipline, and mindset. And to top it off, halfway through the climb, I came down with a lung infection and was sent off the mountain. For 5 days, I wondered, is this how my dream ends? But I recovered. And step by step, I finally made it to the summit, which was wrapped in clouds. We couldn't see anything. So what could we do? We hugged everyone, congratulated each other again and again. It felt surreal, like we were in a dream. But that explosion of excitement faded fast. What stayed with me was something quieter. A flame inside me. A flame that was burning the whole way up. Years earlier, I had a dream job in finance. A job that looked perfect on paper. But the pace was relentless. One night, I had a flash of fear. If I keep going like this, I could be in a wheelchair by 40. Then I came across a documentary about mountaineers, and something in me sparked. Watching their heroic effort, surviving against all odds, I thought, if I aim for something impossible, like climbing Mount Everest, maybe it will bring me back to life. So I joined a gym, a running club, a hiking group, then climbing classes. At first, it was about getting healthy. Then climbing became my passion, and eventually my mission to prove that an ordinary person could do something extraordinary. And in those early steps, I felt something awaken. The curious, fearless child I once was. I felt alive again. It was a new kind of excitement. Quiet, but powerful. And I had no idea how much it would change me. To give this dream a real chance, I had to make a choice. My day job demanded all my focus and energy. But my training demanded even more. Not just sweat, but strategy. Starting so late in life, with zero athletic background, I had to learn everything from scratch. How to train, how to fuel, how to plan. Every ounce of progress took effort. I simply couldn't do both. It felt like an impossible choice. Until one question cut through the fog. Which regret will cut deeper? Failing? Or never finding out who I could be? That question revealed a hidden value, one that truly defines me. Courage. For so long, I'd been sleepwalking on a path created by others. The so-called fast track to success and wealth. If I don't have the courage to bet on my dream, would I ever find the strength to go after something not guaranteed? For the first time, I understood what was really exciting me. It was not about the summit or the success. It's the person I wanted to become. So when what matters to you and what excites you finally align, you find your values aligned excitement. A steady flame that can give you the confidence to move forward. Most people don't realize it takes 2 months to climb Everest. But it took me 6 years just to stand at the base camp. 6 years of rebuilding my life around one dream. Lonely miles through long, dark winters. I learned to trust that quiet flame through every setback. Each one feeling like a sign to quit. At the worst possible time, I was recovering from ACL surgery. Just 11 months before Everest. One night, at one of my lowest points, I almost quit. I called my mentor for support. He didn't hesitate. Lei, go train. You are a role model for girls around the world. Show them what's possible. So I went out into freezing rain, in the dark, tears mixing with the storm. As I ran, I realized each setback is a test of my commitment to what truly matters. This climb is not about reaching the top. It's about becoming the kind of person who keeps climbing when it's easier to quit. In that moment, I finally felt the power the values-aligned excitement. The quiet strength that carried me through every rise and fall, all the way to the summit. After Everest, people ask, what's next? Yes, I still climb, but not just mountains. Now I help others climb their own. Not in rock or ice, but in life. Through stories and conversations about courage and possibility. In the end, every climb comes down to choices. Even small choices can shape who you become, like how you spend your time, where you put your energy, how you show up. These two questions always help me find my way. First, what truly excites me? Second, does it align with who I want to become? When what excites me aligns with my values, I know I'm moving in the right direction, and I will have the energy to keep going all the way. That's how you practice values-aligned excitement. For years, I imagined that moment when I would finally reach the summit. How would I feel? What would I discover? What I found was a deep, quiet excitement. The same steady flame that guided me here. What I learned: when you live with the excitement mindset, you don't need another summit to feel alive. You become the excitement. So ask yourself every day, what truly excites you? And who do you want to become? Thank you.